What is going on? Brian Carroll here, PowerActStrength.com HQ, coming to you from beautiful Jacksonville, Florida. Thank you for watching today. If you like what I'm doing, please like this video, subscribe to Brian Carroll 1306. Tune in multiple times each week for full-length videos, occasional live streams, and daily shorts uploaded. Today, we're going to be talking about the series that I did with Layne Norton, going back to 2018. You may have seen this video on BackFit Pro YouTube channel or different cuts of Layne Norton's on Facebook, on Instagram, and all over these different platforms starting about 7 years ago. So 7 years ago, I happened to be on Instagram and people started sending me videos of Layne Norton in the airport on his back, basically crying, talking about his back and how he re-injured his back. And a bunch of people felt bad because he was in the airport publicly broadcasting himself crying and writhing on the ground about how no one cares about him and he hasn't been able to get good care. So after enough people reached out to me, I shot the dude a message. I mean, I have a heart, and I asked him what was going on. And he said that he had some disc bulges and they keep acting up on him and he keeps re-injuring himself and he couldn't figure out his squat form and he couldn't figure out his deadlift form, and he was desperate for some kind of resolution. Going back to December 2017, this is when the interaction started with Layne. I said, Layne, I'll do a free Skype session for you. I think it was a week or two. It's early January. We do a Skype session together. And I have him get back mechanic and I have him get gift of injury because at the time, gift of injury had only been out for a few months. So he read back mechanic, read gift of injury, spoke so highly of Professor McGill and our work together. And he just wanted to rebuild just as I did in gift of injury. And he wanted to follow the protocol. So we did a Skype session together and I got him on a walking plan, a back pain desensitization plan of winding his pain down, and got him to start doing the big three among other exercises. So I had him cut down on what he was doing. He was doing a bunch of stretching and mobilizing, and his powerlifting coach was just having him do a bunch of stuff that was screwing him up, and they couldn't figure out why he kept hurting himself over and over. So we got Layne wound down. Just so happened to be in February or March of 2018, Professor McGill was in Jupiter, Florida, putting on McGill 2. And I was down there and said, hey, Layne Norton would like to come to Jacksonville. Since you're coming up to Jacksonville for the next couple of days, he'd like to see us for an assessment. I've got his pain triggers wound down. He's feeling better, but we talked about doing a video series so we can document his rehab process and who helped him with his back and helped him rebuild his back. Early 2018, Layne comes to my house. We go through an assessment. He was already amazed that he was basically pain-free when he came to the house, but we wanted to get down to the root cause and look at his MRI and find a one-to-one pain generator to what's on the MRI. So Stu and I did a full assessment, as you can see in the video that we're going to show you. To kind of summarize, worked with Layne 7 years ago, started him off with a virtual consult, a video consult. Layne came to my house and did a in-person assessment with McGill and I, and then we corrected his lifting form, gave him a program, and then I did follow-ups with him the subsequent 3 or 4 months until I had to basically fire him. So best of luck to everyone involved. The series is pretty cool, and Layne is pretty popular on the internet. So there's a lot of people that have seen this series and they all liked it. So I wanted to put it out there with a little bit different perspective, and I want you guys to tell me what you think about this series. Have a great day. Thank you. What's up?
Hey Brian, nice to meet you.
Brian, good to meet you, man.
Good to meet you too.
Yeah, come on in.
My 300 kilo squat at the Arnold, I already aggravated, so this was the first time I aggravated that disc bulge. That was the first time it happened. It was a week out. And I was able to get well enough. Reading your book really kind of like took me back to that. I don't think I was quite as extreme as you, but on the 600, I think because of the bulge and protecting that, when I came up a little bit wonky.
Problem is, if it's an issue, yes, sometimes you need to address it, because the research has shown that asymmetrical hips will lead to more back injury with the shearing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you start trying to undo what God has done with your build, your history, you might end up unleashing a bunch of issues.
Well,
you try to overcorrect. Layne,
Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
You weighing in at
207.
light heavy, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me your story.
In 2015, preparing for the Arnold then. So I was about a week out, and I had my last heavy session before the meet, and I was going to do squat, bench press, and deadlift. 9 RP or 90% of what I would usually do, and then some singles after that, and those felt like they went pretty well. And then went to bench press, and I could feel on bench press that my back was getting pretty tight, tighter than usual. But I kind of just thought, well, I just, I've had a hard training session, it'll get better. And then I foolishly went to deadlift. I remember I had to pull 610 pounds for 3 sets of 4. And I felt very tight, but the weight was moving fine, and I seemed to be staying in an okay position. And finished that session, went home, put some ice on it, and woke up the next day and couldn't hardly move. So that was on a Friday. The meet was the following Friday. I just kind of got to Wednesday, and I said, all right, I'm going to see if I can go in and just hit some light weights, like 80%.
You're a warrior.
I was able to do a single with 600 on squat, and it felt okay. Went to the meet, did a 300 kilo squat there, did a 694 pound pull, ended up winning that meet, and I actually believe that is where I herniated a disc, a different one, a little bit higher up, and it'll be on the MRI, but I got a little bit more lopsided in that squat than I would usually do. So what we've discussed and what I was told from MRI, I think what has been the problem child, as it were, has been the disc bulge at L4, L5. The disc herniation seemed to bother me for about, I'm just guessing based on where they said it was on the MRI, which disc it was. That seemed to bother me on and off for about 6 months, and then it never really bothered me again. And I don't get radiating pain or anything to that degree.
Do you still pull for reps?
So what I've done now is typically when I deadlift, I'll set the bar down. If I'm going to pull multiple reps, I'll set the bar down, let it settle, then re-grip, take another rep.
Thank you.
Kind of, yeah.
Thank you.
That was something from Matt Gary. He said, just from a powerlifting perspective too, he said it's the only lift that's concentric only, and if you're pulling for reps, you're getting that that Golgi apparatus, that kind of that reflex, that stretch reflex. And so just from a powerlifting perspective, if you're going to do something specific for what you do in a meet, he's like, you should probably set it down and look at, instead of 5 reps, look at it as a group of 5 singles.
Thank you.
So
That's great.
Yeah, and the problem too is when you have a set of 5, you can't give 100% effort to each rep when
Right.
you're banging them out like that. So you might be locked in 100% for the first one. The second one might, who knows, you might be good. You might be the first 3 at 100% focus. The next one might go down to 90, 80, 85 sometimes, and then who knows where you're at on the 5th rep.
Yeah.
It's just hard to tell. And it depends on how fatigued you are, how rested you are. There's a lot of variables there. Looking for the answer to your sleepless nights, sore muscles, and better overall well-being? If so, PowerX Strength CBD has you covered. All of our products are made of CBD isolate and have 0% THC, meaning there are no worries of failing a drug test or the worry of feeling high. With PowerX Strength CBD, we offer a wide range of products and payment options to ensure you have the option that best fits your needs. Don't just take it from me. All of our reviews and client testimonials on our site speak for themselves. You can even get 20% off your order by using code YT1306 at checkout. Go to powerxstrengthcbd.com to order now so you can get back to sleeping, recovering, lifting, feeling, and being better.
Tell me your past attempts at getting better and why or why not they were successful.
Well, originally I didn't really do much with it, just rested, and it got better. And then fast forward last year in October or September, I had a lot of life stress going on and re-injured it again, but this time way worse. The only way I could feel comfortable was laying on my side on the ground, and it would take me from there about a minute to get to standing. That's when I bought the back mechanic, started doing the big 3, and that really made a difference.
I'm watching all of this actually. I was watching you down there and walking up the stairs.
I know, I read back mechanic, I'm like, I know he's watching me right now.
The exam started actually when I came through. Day to day now, are some days better than others?
Yeah, most days are pain-free now.
Oh, fabulous.
I'm
okay.
already kind of, I feel like I'm I did well to get ahead of the curve on that.
Yeah, great.
I did get that cortisone injection in my spine, but that was more so because I was so inflamed at that point, I couldn't even work.
And when was that?
That would have been early December.
Oh, 8 weeks ago.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Wow, that gives me a different thought in my head. Have you ever moved, doing a fairly menial task, flushing the toilet or something like that, when you get caught, it takes your breath away? That kind of, is that familiar to you?
Not really. Not really.
Okay, so is it a dull ache that's just there on a bad day and then it goes, or
The best way I can describe it is
How would you describe when you felt when you reached for your kid out of the crib?
Okay, so
That's
when
when
it
it
goes,
that's
when
when
it
it grabbed.
goes, just I felt something give way. That's what it felt like.
if you were tying your shoe, you've never felt this?
No, only after it's triggered. Only after I've done it under heavy load. And even with my kids, it was after I'd done it under heavy load.
Gotcha.
That made it worse, I think. You know.
Okay.
Problem is, the radiologist not seeing me, they didn't know what to look for when they're interpreting what they saw. They missed every single fracture
Yep.
that I had going on. They one of the first things that Stu
High
saw.
negligence.
Stu saw the fracture. He goes, "You see that?" I'm like, "It looks like I have a fracture in my sacrum." He
You
said,
asked me,
"It's
see anything
exactly-"
weird here?
I said you split your sacrum.
Not once was it listed with the orthopedic surgeon, the radiologist, or the neurosurgeon. They were looking only at my disc. Could they help me or not? Could they do surgery? That was it.
It's beautiful. Love feeling the back like that. That feels fabulous. Yeah, well, that's beautiful. What I'm feeling for is a little kink in the curve of your spine. It's called an antalgia. You don't have one because they steal load-bearing ability. Now, is it central and radiates, or just show me with your hands?
It would be right here
Yeah.
at probably a fist size.
Yeah.
And it would be just that area.
Yeah, well, it's centroided right on. There's a very slight antalgia, but it's you've done a great job with that. And you've had no other major surgeries or
Nope.
implants or anything like
Nope,
that.
I tore my pec in 2008. That was the only surgery I've ever had, and other than that, pretty healthy.
Yeah, and was it a torn muscle or was it avulsed from the bone?
So it actually tore at the muscle tendinous junction, full tear.
yeah.
Actually more on the muscle side. Fortunately, I had one good doctor, very good orthopedic surgeon, and now I have no symptoms. You can't even hardly tell it was ever torn.
Yeah, great. And so they sewed the muscle basically.
Yeah, they basically put a graft over it, and in
that's
his words,
kind of the nicest to have actually.
yeah, and he in his words, shoelaces and bubble gum, and put it back together. Yeah.
Nice and tall, pull up on the chair, and relax. Any change in symptoms?
No.
None. Now slouch all the way down, and I'm just going to shape your head to there, and you're feeling that uncomfortableness.
Yeah.
It's there. Now, on top of that, I'm going to pull on the nerve roots. Does that change any perception down your low back, better or worse?
Not really any difference.
Okay, keep this shaped like that. I'm just going to move your neck. Has that changed anything down your back?
Not really.
Okay, and now just draw up out of that position. And did that take the stress off the discomfort level?
Yes.
Okay, now be very chest proud. Bring it right up. No difference, better or worse?
No real difference.
And nothing down your back in the familiar region, and nothing down your back.
No.
That's really good news. Okay, so there's the discomfort. I'm going to take you in first. We'll drift the nerves back, and now all the way down, and now to neutral. Did you perceive anything in your low back that time? And nothing in your back down in that series.
Not really.
Okay, do a soccer kick for me. And do it with the other leg. Good. Now, we repeat.
That last one.
I got you, didn't I?
Just a little bit right here.
Good, you got nerve drag, son. I got it. Now, what I did was I pulled your spinal cord up by shaping your head down. The first time when I put it back, the nerve dragged and you got a little tickle. The second time, I've already pulled your nerve root up off what we'll see as a disc bulge.
Yeah.
That's why I got you to pull your nerve root through from underneath the other way.
Yeah.
So the next time we did it, we got it again.
And my guess, if I
So
was
you
like real flared up, that would really hurt.
It would, but right now, every time you move in a certain direction, the first time the nerve drags. The second cycle, you're fine. Nothing there. Yeah, do it again. It's the midnight movement song. That's it.
Now I just say that. Now I
That's the gig. We've got it.
I can feel during a hyperextension. I can feel.
Okay,
just a little
so
bit.
when you go into extension, not there, but when you come back into extension, is there a pinch point right at the very end there?
I wouldn't call it a pinch. Just a little. It's like right. It's on the right side actually.
Okay,
Just a little bit.
fabulous. Assume the position there and surrender to the table. Just let all, there we go. Could you go mid-shin so that you take all the weight? You have to surrender, you're jacked up here. Come on, let it down, man. Breathe, relax, breathe it into the table. Breathe in, now surrender, let it go. Okay, is that sore?
Not really.
Good, fabulous. Compared to that as baseline, tell me if we had something that's a bit more. Surrender your head, come on. Push your eyebrow 1 pound. That's it. Beautiful. Good man. So, here's the calibration. Yeah? Okay. Now, L5. Anything there?
No.
Fabulous. L4?
Just.
That's all I need.
Hope you enjoyed today's video. Remember, like, subscribe, share, click the notifications because we drop videos twice a week. We also have a live stream every Friday where I answer your questions. Click below to see the latest video that we uploaded. Also, for our products, our CBD, our books that correspond with these videos, it's down in the description. For more information about all things Brian Carroll and Power Rack Strength, go to powerrackstrength.com. You can book a consult both virtually and in person with me. Enjoy your week, and thank you so much.